Well, our marriage before the weekend was empty, completely empty. There were years of hurts and resentments that were built up that were never resolved. The bitterness was extreme and the disassociation was even worse. So we lived completely separate lives. As roommates, we coexisted for our children, and that was it.
Before this weekend, there wasn't a marriage. It was over. It was to a place that I was tired of fighting, tired of the disagreements, tired of existing by myself in my own home. And I thought, well, if being alone here would not be any different than being alone, not being here, other than my children. And there were a lot of hurts that she had that I didn't really feel how bad she was hurt. And there was just a lot of things, like Roy says, we built a wall between each other, just one brick at a time, one hurt at a time, until there was just total separation, even though we were in the same home.
You know, before this weekend, I had no hope, and I really didn't have any hope in this weekend. I felt like the Lord led us to this conference because it happened to pop up when I Googled marriage intervention. And after searching for 2 hours for a counselor in my area and reading all about counselors, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to type in marriage intervention, and this popped up, and I knew that it was 3 weeks away in my town. God was saying go. So I knew God sent me. I had no hope before this. I had no expectation. All I had was a prayer, and I prayed, and God showed up.
I knew that we were in desperation. And when she found that this was coming in 3 weeks, I was just hoping that we could make it through 3 weeks. As far as what I felt would happen through the process, at that point, I just thought it might be just a decision point on whether, no, we're done at the end of this, or yes, let's press through. And so the hope, of course, was that we would press through, would reconnect, and would look at each other through different eyes and connect and find a place in our hearts to love each other again.
What happened this weekend was, for the first time in 24 years of marriage, I found out some things about my husband that I never knew. I was able to identify with hurts, ways that I had hurt him that I had no idea how deep I had hurt him, how deep the wound went, how it affected him, how the words that I spoke over him really sent him on a different course, away from me, not toward me. And God really, through the exercises that we did, really completely healed those hurts.
I think more than anything, that the playing field was leveled. We had an opportunity to speak freely, and an opportunity to listen to what our spouse said about ways that we had transgressed and hurt that person. I'm the type person that I don't really like to discuss how I feel. I don't mind getting mad, but I don't like discussing how I feel. Not many men do. But through the exercise, I had to think about how I had hurt Vicky and how that felt. I still don't know that I really know how bad it felt, but I've got a sense of how I made her feel, and why the bricks just continue to add to that wall of separation because of the unresolved issues that we had in our marriage.
Well, I am very, very enthusiastic about our future. You know, we've been married 24 years and I didn't think we would see 25. And today I can honestly say that we've made a commitment, a recommitment to each other. I'm very optimistic about our future. I think using the tools that we learned, we will be able to resolve conflicts so much better. Even the other things that we discussed, you know, spending time together and just the classes that we took, I really feel like that we are on a path to a better marriage than we had the last 24 years. We can have a better 24 years in the future. So I'm optimistic.
Coming into today and this weekend, I love my wife, but I don't know that I felt I was in love with my wife. But going through it, in fact, people would ask how many years you've been married, and I'd say 3 happy and 21 bad almost. But now, being able to air the laundry and talk about the issues and things that we did, I think we have a great future in our marriage, and we're going to have a lot more fun and spend a lot more time together.